We're back with another episode of SoFlo Morning News. I'm your lead anchor, Atticus Ramirez, along with
Albert Martinez.
Today is Friday, March the 22nd, and now it is time for our pledges.
Now it's time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now it's time for the Texas Pledge. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Now it's time for the OWL Pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and with knowledge. I'll give 100%. I will go to college. I'll do whatever it takes, just like my parents do. I'll sweat the small stuff, just like my teachers do. I'll give no excuses each and every day. I'll close the achievement gap, working hard in every way. With my team and family, I give my OWL pledge. I will succeed in school with wisdom and knowledge. Go Owls! Hoot hoot! Now it's time for the moment of silence.
Howdy, everybody. It's me, Isaac Alfaro. I'm about to do the weather. It's gonna get pretty crazy. You know, as the days have gone by, it's been getting pretty cold. But get this, since it's Friday, today's actually we're gonna have the highest of 77 degrees and a low of 60 degrees. Now, I don't know about you, but that makes this guy happy and it makes me happy, because that is not bad. You have a great day, everybody.
So we're back with the SoFlo SciShow, but I can't find Haley anymore.
Right here. Hey, good morning, guys. This is the next segment of the SoFlo SciShow, brought to you by me, Kate Perales, and
Albert
yours truly,
Martinez.
outside Albert. Okay,
Fun fact of the day. So we went over a fun fact. What did we learn about today?
today we are learning about plant disease resistance, but not just any disease resistance, plant disease resistance.
So like we got the word resistance in here. So
That's
that means like what kind of defense mechanisms they got.
That's a good question. That's why I'm here to tell you.
No.
3 things, remember it. Art. I know a lot of you do it. Avoidance, resistance, tolerance. Avoidance, resistance, tolerance. It's an art.
Yeah. So like, since we got the mechanisms, what's avoidance?
Avoidance is basically these cool plants will do anything to defend themselves from herbivores, which are those animals that eat plants, or even parasites. So basically, these plants with this defense mechanism these are different mechanisms, and this is called volatile repellents, mimicry, or morphological features. So basically, these things means they have like horns or thorns on their stem.
We got avoidance. What about resistance?
Resistance. Let me tell you all about resistance. There's 2 types of resistance. There's plenty more, but I'm going to tell you about those. The genetics of resistance. Now, if you go down deep into the molecular lens, when you look down deep into a plant's molecular makeup, their genes, this is what happens. Their genes will, in gene for gene interaction between plants and their pathogens, incompatibility, which is no disease, requires a dominant or semi-dominant resistance gene in the plant. It's a lot to take in, but here we go. Stay with me. A corresponding gene needs to be with this. It's called averlins. Averlins. Don't forget it. This gene needs to be, this averlins gene is in the pathogen. you want to know more about this, look up
Look
the
it up.
Sainsbury Laboratory. They got all the good juice information. Next, we have SAR, Systematic Acquired Resistance. Systematic acquired resistance is a form of induced resistance that is activated throughout a plant after being exposed to elicitors from virulent, avirulent, or non-pathogenic microbes. Interesting is what it is.
Alright, we went over it. This is a lot to take in. Now the last one. What about tolerance?
Tolerance. See, plants are cool. Here is a picture of a plant, and a researcher was doing this research on a plant to test the salt tolerance. So basically, what he was doing was he was giving a little test to the plant. He was like, hey, how much salt can you take? And this is what happened when there was too much salt.
He's dead.
Too much, yes. Too much equals dead. Tolerance is a plant's ability to maintain its fitness through growth and reproduction after sustaining herbivore damage. So basically, these herbivores will come in and they'll eat them, and they're like, hey, we're plants. We have lives too. We gotta live.
Yeah.
This is what happens. Some plant traits involved may reflect selection by herbivores, while others are byproducts of selection for other ecological functions. Here it is. Don't forget it. It's an art.
Art.
Avoidance, resistance, tolerance.
It's a lot.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is it for today, Owls. We will see you all in the classrooms. Hoot hoot.
Hey everybody, welcome back to News with Nathan. I, of course, am Nathan, and this
Is Steven.
Today, we're going to be bringing you some international news. As the full scale of the devastation caused by Cyclone Idai in Southwest Africa continues to be addressed, the UN and humanitarian partners are ramping up the provision of emergency food, shelter, water, and healthcare supplies to hundreds of thousands who have been affected across Mozambique, Malawi, and Zimbabwe. The cyclone made landfall on Thursday night near Beira City in central Mozambique, bringing heavy rains and flooding to the three countries and forcing thousands from their homes. To date, it is feared that over 1,000 may have died in the disaster, with more than 200 confirmed dead in Mozambique, over 100 in Zimbabwe, and around 60 in Malawi. Hundreds are injured and many more unaccounted for. The cyclone wreaked havoc in Mozambique, the worst affected of the three countries, causing damage to 90% of Beira City and many of the other provinces in Mozambique. About 400,000 are internally displaced. A national state of emergency has been declared. In Zimbabwe, the east of the country was particularly affected, with close to 1,000 homes destroyed in the districts of Shimamwe, Simpinge, Mutsa, Murari, Buhera, Chinkomba, Gutu, and Bikta districts. Through rapid needs assessments in Malawi, it is estimated that over 82,500 were displaced. These figures are expected to rise in the days ahead as the full extent of the damage and loss of life becomes known.
All right, in a more domestic look at news. On Tuesday, the Supreme Court endorsed the U.S. government's authority to detain immigrants awaiting deportation anytime, potentially even years after they have completed prison terms for criminal convictions. The court ruled 5-4 along ideological lines, with the conservative justices in the majority and its liberal justices dissenting. The federal authorities could place such immigrants into indefinite detention anytime without the possibility of bail, not just immediately after they have finished prison sentences. However, the law states that the government can detain convicted immigrants when alien is released from criminal detention. Civil rights lawyers in the case argued that the language of the law shows that it applies only immediately after immigrants are released.
Thank you, everybody. That's it for our international news.
Hola, me llamo Iván y bienvenidos a las noticias en español. El pasado viernes 15 de marzo, Venezuela quedó a oscuras. Quedó a oscuras por 80 horas, siendo la primera vez que un país en Sudamérica quedó así. Aunque el gobierno le echó la culpa a Maduro, el expresidente de Venezuela, expertos piensan que fue causado por un incendio en las líneas de transmisión. Porque Venezuela solo tiene una fuente de electricidad, esto ha causado mucho caos en la vida diaria de los venezolanos. Por ahora, eso ha sido el estado de Venezuela ahorita. Hasta luego.
Now it is time for some announcements. ACT success. Shout out to these scholars who got a 21 or higher on their ACT. First off, in 8th grade, Rebecca Hernandez, Drake Suggs, and Eduardo Torres. In 9th grade, Renee Briones, Elvis De La Rosa, Jared Espinosa, Isabella Flores, Arlie Hernandez, Montserrat Hernandez, Elena Leos, and Andres Luna Chavez.
And in 10th grade, we have Alan Trujillo, Tyler Alaman, Frank Amparan, Rene Bernal, Christopher Delgado, Ivan Garza, Abigail Gutierrez, Naeli Lopez, Teresa Murillo, Adriana Padilla, Tyler Perez, Dylan Perez, my bad, Angelina Ponte Perez, and Gage Rodriguez. And in the founding class, we have Sebastian Aguilar, Romeo Borrego, Maya Campa, Ariana Castillo, Nathan Hinojosa, Ashley Rodriguez, Luis Lara, Raul Lopez, Brandon Martin, Kelly Montemayor, Katia Ortega, Marina Palacios, Gabriela Pardo, Haley Perales, Atticus Ramirez, Angela Cifuentes, and Erilyn Vasquez.
Also, this list may be missing a few names, but next week we will update them with the names that are not here on this list.
Also in the news, on Saturday, March 30th, we will participate in the Cesar Chavez March. We will meet Saturday and take a bus to the beginning of the route. And if you and your scholar would like to come show your support for the Cesar Chavez and his message of equality, please fill out the permission slip.
Athletic update. On March the 23rd, on Saturday, there will be 3 away games. At 11 a.m., it's the middle school softball team. At 1:30, it'll be the middle school baseball team. And on 3 p.m., the last game, it'll be the varsity baseball. All on 422 Dartmouth Street and 1101 Iowa Street.
And also, Thursday, April 4th, we will have our report card night. This is a mandatory event for all families. It will begin at 3 and end at 6. So tell all your families about it. Yeah.
Personal statement. Class of 2020. Hey, that's us.
Yeah.
Your updated college personal statement is due this Friday. Well, it's Friday. Ensure that you've applied the feedback you received to take your statement to the next level. And that is all we have for news. Signing off is Atticus Ramirez.
Melvin Martinez.
See you all in the classrooms. Hoot hoot!